Every single day, without your knowledge, your brain deletes memories. Not by accident, not because of age, but because it was literally designed to forget. Scientists now believe that forgetting is not a flaw in human cognition. It is a feature. And the implications of that single fact are so disturbing, so deeply unsettling, that most researchers who study it say it fundamentally changes how we understand what it means to be a person. Welcome back to MindAtlas. And today, we are going into the dark. Let's start with something that should stop you cold. A study published in the journal Nature Neuroscience found that the brain actively works to erase memories during sleep. While you lie unconscious, believing you are simply resting, specialized neurons fire up and begin a process called synaptic pruning. They locate memories formed throughout the day and they eliminate them. On purpose, with what appears to be biological intention. You wake up every morning as a slightly different person than the one who went to sleep. And you have absolutely no awareness that anything was taken from you. But here is where it gets darker. The memories your brain chooses to keep are not necessarily the most accurate ones. They are the most emotionally charged ones. Fear, trauma, humiliation. These get locked into your neural architecture like concrete. Meanwhile, beautiful, quiet, peaceful moments dissolve like smoke. Your brain is essentially hoarding pain and throwing away joy. This is not a poetic metaphor. This is a documented neurological reality. Your hippocampus, the brain region responsible for memory consolidation, prioritizes threat-related information because from an evolutionary standpoint, remembering danger kept your ancestors alive. Remembering a beautiful sunset did not. So you are walking around with a mind that is biologically optimized for suffering. And if you think that is troubling, consider this. Every time you remember something, you are not retrieving an original file. You are reconstructing it. Each time a memory surfaces, it becomes temporarily unstable. It gets edited, modified by your current emotional state, your current beliefs, your current fears. Then it gets resaved. This is called memory reconsolidation, and what it means is that there is almost no such thing as a pure, untouched memory inside your mind. Every memory you have has been rewritten, sometimes dozens of times, without you ever realizing it. The childhood you think you remember may be almost entirely fictional. The person you believe wronged you may not have done anything close to what your brain has convinced you they did. Your memory is not a recording. It is a living document that edits itself in the dark, while you sleep, while you are distracted, while you are simply living your life. Elizabeth Loftus, one of the most important researchers in the psychology of memory, demonstrated in a series of landmark experiments that false memories can be implanted in people with astonishing ease. In one study, participants were convinced through simple suggestion that they had experienced events that never happened. Getting lost in a shopping mall as a child, being attacked by an animal, nearly drowning. Around 25% of participants not only believed these fabricated events had occurred, but they began adding rich emotional detail to the false memories. They remembered feelings. They remembered smells. They remembered what the light looked like, all for something that never happened. Let that sit for a moment. 1 in 4 people, when given a false suggestion about their own past, will build an entire emotional world around a lie. Now think about how many suggestions you have absorbed over your lifetime. From parents, from teachers, from culture, from your own repeated storytelling about who you are and what happened to you. The architecture of your identity is built on sand that shifts while you are not looking. Now let's talk about something even less discussed and significantly more disturbing. Research in neuroscience has found evidence that human beings can inherit trauma through their DNA. This field, called epigenetics, has produced some extraordinary and deeply unsettling findings. A study conducted at Mount Sinai Hospital examining the children of Holocaust survivors found that they carried measurable epigenetic changes to a gene associated with stress regulation. These were not people who had experienced the Holocaust. These were their children. But their biology had been marked by suffering they never personally lived through. The fear, the terror, the helplessness of a previous generation had been chemically encoded and passed down. Your anxiety might not begin with you. Your darkness might be inherited. You may be carrying the weight of people who died before you were born, and you have no way of knowing it. And the shadows do not stop at trauma. Sleep research has uncovered that during the deepest phases of unconsciousness, your brain generates experiences completely independent of your waking mind. Not just dreams, but entire constructed realities with their own internal logic, their own emotional landscapes, their own versions of people you know. For most of recorded human history, these nightly hallucinations were believed to be messages from gods, or demons, or the dead. Now we understand them as the brain-running simulations. But here is the thing that researchers find quietly unnerving. We do not fully understand why. We know sleep is necessary. We know the brain is doing critical processing work. But the specific content of dreams, why the brain generates these particular images, these particular scenarios, remains one of the genuine unsolved mysteries of neuroscience. Every night, a part of your mind constructs a world you did not ask for, populates it with figures you may fear or love, subjects you to experiences that feel completely real, and then dissolves the entire thing before you can properly examine it. You have spent approximately 6 years of your life in a state that science cannot fully explain. Let's go deeper. There is a neurological phenomenon called change blindness, and the studies around it are genuinely alarming. Experiments have repeatedly demonstrated that human beings fail to notice enormous, obvious changes happening directly in front of them when their attention is briefly diverted. In one famous study, a researcher would stop a pedestrian to ask for directions. During the conversation, the researcher was secretly swapped with a completely different person of different height, different build, different voice. In around 50% of cases, the pedestrian did not notice. They continued the conversation with the stranger as if nothing had happened. Your brain is not processing the world the way you believe it is. It is taking shortcuts, filling in gaps, generating predictions, and presenting them to you as reality. What you experience as perception is largely a sophisticated guess. This means that the world you are experiencing right now, this moment, is not the world. It is your brain's best approximation of the world, assembled from incomplete data, filtered through memory, colored by emotion, stitched together so seamlessly that the joins are invisible. You have never seen reality directly. You have only ever seen a model your brain built for you. And your brain builds it fast, and it builds it confidently, and it is wrong far more often than you are comfortable knowing. The renowned neuroscientist Anil Seth has a term for this. He calls conscious experience a controlled hallucination, a story the brain tells itself about what is out there. The reason we agree on shared reality, he argues, is not because we are all perceiving the same true world. It is because our hallucinations overlap enough to function together. We have built civilization on the agreement between individual illusions. And yet, here you are, moving through your day, making decisions, trusting your memories, trusting your perceptions, feeling absolutely certain about who you are and what you have experienced. And underneath all of that certainty, a biological machine is quietly erasing, rewriting, inheriting, hallucinating, and guessing every second of every day. None of this means you are broken. None of this means that human experience is meaningless. If anything, the opposite is true. Understanding the dark machinery beneath our consciousness is the only way to begin seeing it clearly. The people who know how their minds distort reality are the ones who can begin to navigate it with something approaching wisdom. This is what MindAtlas is about. Not comfortable answers, not easy reassurance, but the actual, often unsettling truth about the minds we inhabit. because you deserve to know what is happening inside the thing that runs your entire existence.
If this kind of deep, dark, unflinching exploration of the mind is what you are here for, subscribe to MindAtlas right now. Hit the bell so you never miss what we uncover next. Because we are just getting started, and the next thing we are going to show you is somehow even stranger than this.